4 o'clock, Tuesday, May 20th. I'll open the Board of Health meeting. Held on the second floor, hearing room, Hanson Town Hall, 542 Liberty Street, Hanson, Mass. This meeting is being recorded. First order of business is board reorganization. I don't know how
Usually
you guys
Gil does
feel
it.
about it.
Yeah, we can, the chairman's, you're still the chairman, you can still do it. You can open it up.
He's already just opened the meeting.
Oh, okay.
He opened the meeting. So now we need to do the,
So I'll entertain a motion for
Well, for the chair,
a chairman, I guess.
is there gonna be a motion on the floor?
I'll make a motion, Kevin?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion for Peter to be vice.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor of Peter as vice chairman?
Aye.
All right. Next item we have you, Kristen.
No, Samantha, PMG, I'm here for 57 McQuan Street.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
All right. So we'll go to 57 McQuan Street, PMP Consulting. We'll do that so she can be on her way.
Those are the only plans we have, right?
Yeah, there's one.
I think we had saw this last time when Pat was in here.
It was supposed to be on the agenda, and then I looked and I was like,
she took it off.
oh, it's distance to, property line, so,
Right. There was one
yeah,
here.
I had to pull it off each.
All right, so we have a septic repair for a 3-bedroom dwelling located at 57 McQuan Street. Looks like the local upgrade requests are reduce the required setback from the tank to the property line from 10 feet to 9 feet. Reduce the required setback from the D-box to the property line from 10 feet to 6 feet. Reduce the required 5-foot separation from the SAS to seasonal high groundwater to 4 feet. And I believe that's it.
Yep.
Okay. And we do have the green cards here.
Yeah, there's one in the very back. Yeah, all the others, yeah.
Yep. So there was just the one notification.
Yes.
That's it. Okay.
Mhm.
We don't have any comments from Conservation Commission. And this review is okay, Teresa?
Mhm.
Looking for it.
Yep.
Okay, so there was no review comments. Originally there was on 313, and I'm assuming this
That was
was
revised.
it was revised following that. Okay. I don't have any questions. Do you have any questions? I'm looking for, you looking at these or the local upgrades? Yeah. So the distribution box here, they're looking for from 10 feet, they're showing 6.4, so 6 feet, where they're typically required 10 feet, and then they're looking for 9 feet from a property line on the tank, right here. Yep. And then they're looking for, on groundwater separation, they're looking to go from 5 feet to 4 feet to, this isn't a pump system, is it?
Nope.
No, so they're looking to eliminate the need for a pump by doing that.
By doing grab, yep. No concerns.
Keep it grab fed.
Makes sense to me. I do not have concerns.
Okay, no, no.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the plan as proposed for 57 McQuan Street.
Second.
Someone wants to make it.
Okay, I'll make the motion
Yeah, go
to accept the plans for 57 McQuan.
And I'll second.
All right,
Second.
great, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice night.
Yeah, you too.
Minutes.
Thank you. That's not yours, right?
It is not.
Thank you.
My apologies for the absence on April 15th. I had a family emergency.
You're forgiven.
Yeah. Just wanted to let you guys know.
I was your backup.
I know, we had to call you.
But I had
Very
talked to Gil earlier the day, and I said, I'm not feeling good, but if you have to call me, call me.
We're gonna do well permits.
Minutes, you guys have to approve the minutes.
Oh, those aren't the minutes. They're right here.
I was gonna
I
say,
lied, they're right here.
All right, so
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes of the April 15th meeting.
Abstain.
okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Peter abstains. All right, so we'll go well permit 280 Liberty Street.
Oh, did Peter sign?
no, the well permits.
Are they in here?
Yeah,
All right, I don't think I've gotten to them. Let me put this back in here. And then, okay, that's a bill. That's hers.
Oh, you know what? No, they're in front of me. I can't see them.
Okay, because I'm looking at them like, I'm not finding them. They've never been in here before, but
280 Liberty Street is the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
one.
It's 280. This is Lakeside, and then this is the, well, this one.
So we have an application for an irrigation well for 280 Liberty Street for Mark Ritter. This is for the,
Yeah, I don't know what they call that. What's the, 280 Liberty Street? What's
Liberty Woods.
Liberty
Liberty
Woods?
Woods. Okay.
That's
Hey, look at that, it says right.
is that the new one?
Yes, right
That
next
is
to
the new one.
McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, does it say on there, Liberty Woods?
Yeah, it does. 280 Liberty Woods.
Yep.
So this is an application for an irrigation well. Well installer is West End Drilling out of Plymouth. Assuming they must have a plan in here for it, right? So they have a sketch of a proposed well location.
I see that.
So this is Liberty Street here. McDonald's is over here.
Yep.
Um,
Traveling way in.
looks like they're gonna locate it in the open space, kind of in the middle where the clubhouse is. There's a clubhouse here.
The clubhouse
So
is the first thing that you can see when you drive by, right? Big thing.
Yeah,
No, that's a house.
In the
That's
right.
a house?
On the left is the house, yeah.
House, yeah.
Yeah, that first one that you saw built up in the street, I believe that's a residence, yeah.
Yeah, someone's already moved.
I was
The
just
one
gonna
that's
say somebody,
closer to McDonald's?
the one that overlooks the parking lot. Somebody's already living there.
There's two of those. I can
That's a
find out.
very weird
So,
looking.
I don't know if you've been involved in any permits for wells.
I haven't. I know that they have to be a certain distance away from the leaching field.
Yep.
And
The leaching field on this property, actually, just because I know where it is, it's actually back here.
over 100 feet.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
What we've typically done is, allow them their permit to install the well, because typically you only have a proposed location. You might need to shift and move and,
Yep.
and whatnot when you get out in the field. So what we've done is allowed them to install it, and we give them a permit, approve it, conditional on them giving us an as-built following the install.
It shows really where it ended up.
Yep. Where the physical location is after, so it can be, verified and documented.
What guidance do we give them when issuing the permit? Initially, anything like distance from, nothing?
Well,
You can't
our
have it.
regulations are DEP. We
Right.
don't differentiate in our regulations from an irrigation well
Okay.
or a domestic well. And DEP is 100 feet, as you
Is
said.
that-
And then
yeah.
I believe it's 15 or 25 feet from a roadway. There's a few setback requirements for it. But we actually don't have a separate regulation for irrigation wells. Some towns do. They adopt a separate one where they don't allow you to go 25 feet or 15 feet or whatever it is. But ours is 100 feet.
So our irrigation and drinking water are the same 100 feet.
They are. And I think probably the thought process behind it is if anyone ever wanted to use it for a domestic well down the road, that it wouldn't be handicapped and they'd have to basically move the well or get a variance or relief to allow that well to be used. I don't know if that's why, maybe it was adopted that way.
Yep.
But that's how it's been.
Yeah, it's been, the well was adopted, the regulation was adopted.
And there's, not a difference between potable water and, like, this is just irrigation.
Right. Right.
Got it. Understood?
Okay, I'll make a motion that we, accept the plan for the permit for the well for 280 Liberty Woods.
Yeah, 280 Liberty Street, Liberty Woods.
Liberty Woods, yeah.
Yeah,
Association.
I have it under 280 Liberty Street dash Liberty Woods.
Makes sense. A second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are we all signing the bottom of this permit?
You can, sure.
There's a signature spot for it, so.
Yeah.
We do have another well permit for 321 Lakeside Road.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
And does this go to her?
Yes.
So this is an application for a potable well for
Thank you.
residents at 321 Lakeside Road. Well installer J.A. McHugh out of Pembroke. So, looks like
That's a house that's been torn down. The house has been torn down, and they're replacing a well on the property. And there's a house to be rebuilt on the
okay,
footprint.
so this is a raise and rebuild of a single family dwelling.
And they're not on town water?
Is this down the very end?
Very end on the
Yeah.
left-hand side, yeah.
So I'm assuming the main doesn't go past,
I
probably
think it's the
doesn't go
main
much
stops
past
at,
Roller Coaster Road.
yeah, main stops at the pavement end.
So just looking at this, it looks like there are a lot of proposed spots. Is that right?
So these are all trees here.
Oh.
These are all trees. So this is Oldham Pond, right here. This is the banking
Okay.
of Oldham Pond. This is their, where's the 50-foot? So this is the 50-foot do not disturb for conservation.
From the water line.
This is the 100-foot.
Yep.
Their proposed well is outside the 50, but within the 100, so it's within conservation jurisdiction, right there. They're 57 feet off of, looks like off the banking of the pond. I'm sorry, not the banking of the pond, but the bordering vegetated wetland along the pond. They're 50 feet off of that. They are within 50 feet, within 100 feet of a tank, but you can be 50 feet. You can go down to 50, so they're showing 69 feet proposed here. And then you have to be 100 from the leaching area, which the leaching area is up here. So
Like
what they have is a
250
pump
feet.
system, they're pumping
Yep.
up into here.
Yes.
It's like 250 feet away.
Yep.
Has conservation already looked at this?
Yes,
It did say,
yes, they sign off on the permits.
so it did say,
Well, they're coming
activity
in.
is covered by conservation permit number, SC 175-0777. It looks like it's in compliance as far as our end of things go.
Agreed. So it's 100 feet away from leaching, and conservation signed off to be less than 100 feet, but greater than 50 feet from the vegetative water.
Yeah, they must have given them an order of conditions to install it within that area, and then they're more than 50 away from the septic tank.
Yep. have any concerns.
Okay.
Do you want to make a motion?
Yeah, put the address there.
So I'll make a motion to approve the well permit for 321 Lakeside Road.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. These approvals are pending receipt of a final as-built of both wells, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Peter?
Yep.
Okay.
Pending receipt, yeah, pending receipt of the final aspect.
All right, Kristen Evans, 171 Phillips Street, apartment 205.
He didn't show up,
Right.
so.
That's a housing issue. I've got that squared away. Had a meeting with the,
You want to give us a little background on it,
Yeah.
just so we
I know, what's going on?
with it?
she lives in apartment 205, for like a year or so. She's been complaining about, mold and sickness and everything, so, the owners, property management company represents the owners, is Wingate Properties. So she's sent complaints to the Department of Public Health, EPA and everything, so. Department of Public Health, so, get in touch with me and get this resolved. And she never accepted that, so finally, sat down and talked to her. She requested housing inspection, which I did a housing inspection. And during the housing inspection, explained to her rights as far as paying rent and not paying rent. If you try to withhold rent, it's going to go in a special account. So I went through the whole gamut of a housing inspection, and with Wingate there herself and myself. And along with that, she's claimed mold, and the apartment needs a little bit of cleaning. So I provided them guidance on what the requirements of the rental property manager and what the requirements if you are living in the property, so you feel clean. The MFI, we have to remove the mold.
Was there mold found?
In a report that she had done, she had a private company go over there and do it, and they claimed they saw mold, and they reported to the Department of Public Health, and the Department of Public Health told them to go back to the health agent, and so that's what we did. Wingate, it's a property management company. The property management company does not have to accept her independent report, because they run the show. She pays rent. They run the show. They had their people go in there, and they found moisture and everything, a little bit of bathroom type mold mildew. So we came to an agreement that Wingate come up with an action plan on what they're going to do. Her concerns of there's different maintenance things in the property that have to be done, because she requested a housing inspection. There's some kidboard molding that has to be re-glued. I think somebody potentially pull that back to do a test. The lower end of the dishwasher has been removed, screws have been removed, it's like flopping around. And it's all issues that have to be addressed. Explain to her what her responsibilities are in maintaining her apartment and what the responsibilities of property management company has. She has refused them entrance into the apartment. So I gave her the code noting that she cannot do that. We have to give her a time and date they're going to go into the apartment, and she agreed to that. For the rights in the law that says that she cannot refuse them to go in there and pay the apartment. We spent a lot of time. I got her to sign the rental thing that she can withhold rent. She understood that, and we did the whole housing inspection, and I found very little issues as far as mold, which is I can only go so far. I mean, I can identify mold. I've seen mold, but it's more of mildew and stuff. She claims it's behind the wall. The property management company says they will take a wall apart to prove to her that there is no mold behind the wall. I mean, this is. I've been through this since the place was built. I've been through like maybe 3 or 4 inspections.
Other apartments?
Yeah, and then when the shakedown, when the place was built, the shakedown, there's a lot of issues in the shakedown. Pipes not polluted, so there's a lot of issues. I explained to her both, and the property management company, because they're a good company, Wingate, but that's responsibilities, and they have to go in there and correct the situation. She has to give them time to go in there, allow them to go in there and repair it. She can't keep denying them going in there. I think she finally understood it. That's why she's not here tonight, because I went through the whole gamut. The housing inspections, quick response to water damage, and sent that to Wingate, which they knew they had this guidance. This is all the guidance that, I gave them, and then reviewed the housing code with her and Wingate. Different things in the housing code that they have to adhere to, because the tenant has to, maintain the property in a good condition. But Wingate, who is the property manager, has to go in there and make the corrections. So this was all explained to everybody in a meeting that we had, and we do have it right. If anybody wants to review what we actually took place there, they can do. But everything was explained, and they agree. I have their action plan of how they're going to go in there and fix it and everything, and she's agreed to the action plan. So let's see how it makes out.
So when was this meeting?
Oh my God, it was last Friday. It was, what's the date here? Excuse me. Let's see, yeah. 5/14, 11 o'clock.
And they submitted an action plan of
Yeah.
what they're going to do,
Yep, I have an action plan here.
and the tenant has made arrangements with them for
Yep, they
entrance
make an arrangement, yeah.
into the property.
Yeah.
This is this Dakota Partners, the new building?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's rather new building.
Rather
But he
than,
said that they found a lot of stuff that wasn't glued
in
properly.
the beginning issues, shakedown, building shakedown.
Yeah.
And during all that, I explained to her, she says she was there from the beginning, and during all that shakedown and all the problems we had there, Dakota Partners at the time did hire Oak Colony Planning Council to come in, teach these people how to live in an apartment. Because a lot of them came from shelters and stuff like that. So Oak Colony Planning Council came in and taught people and counseled people on how to live there and how to deal with it's 40B, low income and stuff like that. So I've been with this since the beginning with Dakota Partners and their property manager, and this is a new property manager took place 3 years ago. I think they took over, and I think they've been pretty good at it. But I've got everything in documented with Wingate and myself and the tenant. So hopefully there's no issue. We put a lot of time in this and in teaching her, and I think she understands.
Now, is this something that you're going to follow up on? When is the follow-up going to happen?
It's going to happen. They rewrite. I'm hopefully by probably tomorrow a revised action plan, because we have to put the action plan in place. She has to agree to the action plan, and then I get a copy of the action plan and who went to the vice president for Wingate, because she such a fuss, and everybody feels that they're going to take care of this, and they understand that under my guys, I'll keep an eye on it. And
So when this is resolved, you're going to do a follow-up inspection?
Yes. So this action plan came out. This was May 8th. The action plan got submitted to me, and we did the inspection. I said the 14th. So if anybody really wants to look through all this stuff, you can.
I do have just one question about the action plan.
Yep.
So the resident hired their own company to perform mold analysis, and it came back positive, and they submitted that analysis to the DPH.
No, they submitted it to her. She paid for this, and they submitted
But
it to her.
how did DPH get it?
That company sent her DPH.
Okay, that was his
Okay,
question.
but
That was his
DPH
question.
But DPH didn't accept it. They don't, it all falls on the Board of Health. The DPH is an office.
Right, they kicked it back to DPH, to Board of
Local
Health. I
level.
agree. Yep,
Yes.
Yeah,
local
the-
level, I agree. And does the action plan include retesting from
Yes.
Wingate?
Yes.
Perfect. That's what I care about.
Like I said, everything's here. Pretty much everything's documented. What was given to the management company and what was given to her from my side. And the property management company understands that in the event of a water event, they have 48 hours to dehumidify. And, it's beyond that, some other action has to take place.
All right, so we should expect an update, and that should hopefully be resolved by the next meeting.
I would guarantee them.
Yeah.
Like I say, if you want to read any of this paperwork that's involved in what took place in the meeting,
Right.
you can do that. So.
What about, do we want to go Camp Kiwanee events?
I don't know, do we? So I've been having issues with getting catering information from the camp. There have been events at the camp that have not been permitted, because I'm getting the information too late. I'm gonna bring up the calendar just so I can give you some examples. So there was an event last month, and it said that the resident or the renter was bringing in food for the event. And then I got information that they were picking it up from a caterer. And if you're picking it up from a caterer, it has to be, and it was 200 people. So they're not allowed to pick it up from the caterer. I spoke with the company that was going to cater it, and they said, well, they're picking it up, we don't know. And I asked them, well, how many people? 200. When was this booked? And it was booked in November, and the event was the end of April. We never got paperwork. They didn't have servers. I don't know.
Over 75 people, you have to have catering.
75 or more people, you have to have full catering. So that event was never permitted. And then there are events, there's an event, so it's supposed to be, we're supposed to have the paperwork from the caterer at least 45 days prior to the event. Because 9 times out of 10 when they submit the paperwork, it's missing things. And some of the items that are missing, you know, it could be their serve safe. And if the serve safe is expired, then you have to set up a time to take the test. It's not as if you can just rectify the problem right away. It takes time, generally. So very rarely do I get it 45 days in advance. I have an event that they have a graduation scheduled for June 8th, another one scheduled for June 15th. I don't have any information. I sent an email to Camp Kawani yesterday, I believe it was, saying I still don't have the information, and I was told, well, they're waiting to get the information from the renter. They need to tell the renters if it's not here if the Board of Health doesn't have everything within 45 days, you cannot have the event catered. You can't have food, and it has to be less than 75 people. But they must not be giving that information because it's just like, oh, whatever.
Every year we
It's
do the same thing.
a nightmare, and I'm just afraid that somebody's going to get sick, and it's going to fall back on me, and my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do.
Right. So, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar enough with Camp Kawani's regulations. So under 75 people doesn't require Board of Health.
Well, under 75 people doesn't require a caterer.
Okay.
So you can, make pasta in your own kitchen and bring it. That's fine. But if you're hiring a caterer and you have 50 people, the food code says that if you're using a caterer, the caterer has to be permitted in the town that the event is happening in. So if you're having 50 people and you're utilizing a caterer, we need paperwork because the caterer has to be licensed through us. It's mandated through the board that 75 or more people, you have to hire a caterer with full service. It can't be like a buffet that everybody's serving themselves.
Okay. Understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
It seems like kind of the ongoing
It's
issue.
the ongoing issue.
And before, Lon, who's in conservation, worked up there. I never had this issue. Previous to her, Nicole was up there. I never had this issue. Lon has told them how she used to do it, has sent them the paperwork on how she used to do it, and they've been before the board before, and nothing is changing, and I just don't know what to do. Like, there's no urgency to getting the information to us.
Right, and we need ample time to do,
Right.
our responsibility and do what we
Right,
need to.
and especially I'm taking Thursdays off for May and June, so if I get it on a Wednesday, I can't look at it till Monday, and if it's happening over the weekend, which is the way it's been coming in,
And it shouldn't be submitted to you,
it's supposed to be. It
3 days
says
prior.
it
right.
says right on the catering permit for at least 45 days prior to the event.
Right. I mean, it's one thing for you to communicate back and forth with someone that maybe it's an incomplete submittal, they missed something, they didn't have something, but to not be getting you the application.
I don't even know who
Right.
those 2 graduation parties. if they're having caterers, I don't even know who the caterers are. I don't know how many people. I have no idea. All I know is there's 2 graduations scheduled, like within the next 2.5 weeks, and I got nothing. And I'm just like, if somebody gets sick, I don't want somebody coming at me saying, well, blah, blah, blah.
So it's essentially like Camp Kawani, they rent out the building, right?
Yep.
They rent out the hall
Mm-hmm.
to a customer, and then it's the customer's responsibility
To get the paperwork to us.
paperwork to us, but Camp Kawani should probably be assisting them better and helping them with following through, making sure that that's happening, and not just, it seems like there's just a gap in the middle, and you shouldn't have to go, do an investigative work to see who's having a function here and calling people to say, you need to bring this into the Board of Health.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems like kind of what's happening.
I think as part of their package, they give them the information about the catering, and so then it's left to the customer to get in touch with the Board of Health and follow through on that.
Who enforces the 45-day requirement to submit evidence prior to the event?
Nobody, because it's given to them and it's up to them to if they don't.
So there's
They
a
don't.
gap in process.
Huh?
There's a process gap. If Kawani
just gives them the information saying, if this is what you're going to do for your event, these are the rules that you have to follow. But then they
Well,
don't.
and
does Kawani share the schedule with us so we have?
I have access to their calendar, but if they don't put the information on there, I don't know. And they have like vendor events, and I know there's been people up there that should have been permitted that weren't, because you can see all over Facebook, well, this one's selling food, that one's doing food. If I don't know they're there, there's nothing I can do. And then they had another event, and somebody actually called me, a vendor, and they said that Kawani told them that they were all set and they didn't need a permit. I said, well, that's not true. You do need a permit. And this is what I need, and it's supposed to be 45 days, and it's very frustrating.
What's the? Sorry, I'm just unfamiliar.
Yeah.
45 days seems like a long time to me. To have all.
It's not. If you have a serve safe and it's expired, you generally have to take a class to get recertified or make an appointment to take a test. So
the timeline is in service to
right.
the community to make sure that their event can go off and
Right.
permitting can happen.
Right, because they have to provide like a serve safe permit, an allergen permit, their current license, menu, liability insurance, and the liability insurance has to be the town of Hanson is the certificate holder because the town owns the property, and you don't want any liability. So there's a whole litany of things that they need. Most of the things that they need are hanging on the wall in their restaurant or their business. They just have to, it should be, you cater a lot, here's the package, this is exactly what you need.
Except for the liability insurance for.
Yeah, yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
I understand. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So I just want you guys to be aware what the situation is. It's not a new situation because it's been going on for the past couple years. I just don't know what to do because things are falling through the cracks and stuff's going on up there that we may not know about.
It's not like they haven't been told. They've been told and told. This has been going on for 2.5 years. 2.5 years now.
Umpteen times.
At least
They've been up here a couple times before the board, and now there's no commission, really. The commission resigned. I think there's one person on the Recreation Commission. So it's not even like you can go to the commission and say, look, even though when we did do that, nothing changed.
I'm willing to go up to Camp Kawani and talk to the and try to figure out what's going on. I would think that on their calendar, even if they put more information on the calendar, that helps. No.
It's not even just putting the information on the calendar. They need to get paperwork in, right?
But the paperwork, if they say book a wedding a year in advance, they take and they give you all the paperwork.
Right.
In that paperwork is the whole packet that tells you if you're going to have food, this is what you need to do.
Right.
And then after that, they probably check up on making sure that they get their money when they're supposed to, and they don't go through the whole packet and say, did you do this? Did you do this?
Right.
Because it's not part of their checklist.
But it should
But then
be.
if we don't get the information of who's booked there, we don't know who to expect the information to come from, or who's gonna be there.
I think the
So there's
Camp,
gotta be a fix for that.
I think the Camp Quaney needs to be more of a, more of a middleman to have this process be completed, that they can't just be passing this off to the customer and saying,
Right.
here you go, have a good day,
I agree.
I think that they need to be more involved with making sure, like you said, as far as their checklist, that event can't happen unless all the.
And that's what
And that's the way it always used to be.
And that's the way I think it, if you don't have a caterer, the event does not have food.
I mean, they should be aware that, okay, we have this event scheduled for here, this date, that this stuff needs to be in by this date, this stuff needs to be in by
Right,
this date.
right.
I mean, they should be a little more, I think, on top of that to be
But if
kind of
it's
working.
They should know who the caterer is because they need to know who's gonna be in their building.
Are they taking head count as well?
Well, I would think that they would, need to know, they would need to know how many people because they have to set up the tables and everything. So they would need to know how many people are there.
I agree with the chair that there's a need for
A
Kiwani.
gap.
That there's a gap, that the folks at Kiwani need to check in with the clients 45 days in advance. To make
We
sure
have to
that
have the paperwork 45 days in advance. So,
maybe,
but how do we enforce that? That's the problem.
you need to have awareness first, right?
They've been made aware.
No, we need to know that there's an event with greater than 75 people coming up in the next.
Or if they're having a caterer, it doesn't even matter. If there's 10 people and they're using a caterer, the caterer has to be
Or if
permitted.
there's catering.
Yeah.
See, I think it's unfortunate because let's just hypothetically say that if you were to cancel an event because the paperwork wasn't in,
Right.
that the customer's the one that is kind of gonna
Pay the price.
short end of the
Yeah.
stick.
They are,
When-
but
when
they're the
really-
one that didn't provide the information.
They are, but at the same time, to just hand someone a booklet and say, all right, this is all stuff you need to do, I think they need to be more involved to help them through the process, from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Or have that sheet on top. Like, have a piece of literature on the very top of that deck that says, here's the Board of Health requirements. This is the most important thing you have to get done.
And pay the bill.
And pay the bill.
The two are equally as important.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to act as more of like, not a event planner, but
That's
a
what
little
they're
more,
doing
little
now.
more of a coordinator and a planner than just,
It's
renting.
The job title for the
establishment.
person I deal with is event coordinator.
So they need to be doing a little more coordinating, I think, I guess. From the sounds of it.
Yeah, so how do we enforce that? If anybody can come up with an idea.
Fines usually get people's attention.
But do we have the authority to find it? Who do we
You're
find?
fine, you're fine.
We can't find Camp Kiwani because they don't have any money.
That's not our problem.
Didn't we have,
You
didn't
can't
they
find-
come in here didn't they go before the board one time? When did that happen?
They've come
long
before
time ago.
they've come before the board a couple times.
It was a long time ago.
Well, it can't be that long because
Good
the
year
two
and a
people,
half, 2 years.
the two people that are working up there, the admin has been up there since 2019, I think, and the event coordinator has been up there, right after COVID, 2021, I think. 2020, 2021.
What if we assume positive intent, like that they want to do a good job and they want to have healthy events, like that's what the event coordinator wants. They just need help and guidance getting there. So could we make a recommendation to the event coordinator at Camp Kiwani to include a very explicit piece of literature that lays out the Board of Health requirements and review that upon booking? Like, could we make that? Is that a fair recommendation?
I don't know what they have now, but they do have paperwork from us.
But I think Teresa walks them through a lot of things herself to get things done.
The
So
event
this is
coordinator
part of the
or the
frustration, because
renters?
she's
I don't
basically doing
talk
it.
to the renters.
Right.
Yeah, I only deal with caterers. Yeah. Because they're not, the renters are dealing with Kiwani because they're Kiwani's customers.
So do we say, give this piece of literature to your caterer? They need to follow up with the Board of Health.
I'm sure that is what they
That's,
say.
that's what they
But it's
do.
tucked inside the literature.
It's in that, whatever information they give out, it's there.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know how clear it is or how unclear it is.
I
It
can
says
ask
right
for a
on the,
packet.
it says right on the top of the application.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get a packet and scan it.
Well, you get a packet so we know.
It says, let's see, it says, please return form to the Board of Health once catering is secured. Let me see. Each caterer shall register with the Board of Health before serving a meal somewhere other than their own food establishment. This registration form shall be filed with the Board of Health for each event no less than 45 days prior to the event. That's underlined. This form serves as registration for events held within pre-licensed facilities, not temporary locations.
But that sheet of paper goes into their, whatever packet information
Correct.
they give out.
Yep.
I don't know what their packet looks like, sorry.
And if the event coordinator is giving them clear direction. Yep.
Right. Or has made them understand how important it is that be completed within
Right.
the time frame. Right. I
And that
don't know.
assumes that Kiwani is always booking out greater than 45 days.
Oh, they usually do.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I think it's at least a year.
Some things. There are other things. Like, she put something on here that they booked on 4/27 when I, was very upset about the 200-person event. She wrote booked 4/27. And that is, I don't even know where she
Arlene, you offered to go and meet with the folks at Kiwani.
Yeah. And get the packet,
Yeah.
understand what the process is, and where the holdup is.
Get a packet as if you were a customer
Mm-hmm.
kind of
Yep.
situation, and
And figure out what's in there and why is it an issue.
Teresa, have you ever provided written guidance to the event coordinator at Kiwani telling them that, here's something you could do?
Lon, who used to have that job, has gone over it with them.
Okay.
This is how I used to do it. This is the way I did it. Step-by-step guidelines.
So the answer is no, Teresa is not good.
No, because I don't work up there. I used to be on the Recreation Commission, so I know how the process works. But Lon used to actually do the job, and she went over it with them because she knew how frustrated I was.
If it would be helpful, I could help draft a communication providing guidance to the event coordinator, if that's something that would be helpful. But I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there.
Anything. I'll take anything.
So do we want to come up with an action plan for them? Is that helpful?
I'd like
Are
to
we
get
getting
the
into
packet
deep to this?
first
Yeah.
and look at it, before we come up with a plan.
So get packet
Yep, first.
to review. So action plan might be get packet to review.
Yep.
And then
And then
potentially do
Yep.
written guidance or on-site visit.
Yes.
ADU and septic designs.
Um,
That was some guidance that we got
these are.
from DEP.
Yeah, I made 2 copies
So,
by accident.
Oh, I make copies for everybody.
I could not read them on my phone.
There's 3.
On the newly approved
And then, oops,
zoning regulations for accessory dwelling units.
It's a hot topic.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So, looks like this is just guidance as to, how to handle Title V situations with ADUs. I mean, my initial thought is it's not really a one-size-fits-all thing, and it has to be Title V compliant, and I think that it should just be kind of, take each situation for how it comes.
So do they have to have their own?
No. Do the ADUs have to have
Yeah.
their own? No.
It's just an
This is guidance. It's not.
Right, no, I just
Yeah.
wondered.
I mean, this is really nothing new to Title V as far as I'm concerned. It's no different than having a 2-family property. That's what it is. We're calling them accessory dwelling units, and what it is it's a detached single family. So we already have plenty of those that already exist.
But
I mean,
we, at one point, we had a bylaw against them in Hanson.
I'm just talking Title V. I'm not
Oh,
talking,
yeah.
zoning
Okay.
regulations. I'm saying as far as if you were to do an accessory dwelling unit on the interior of the structure, meaning you have a single family and you want to convert a basement or something to an accessory dwelling unit. You call it an accessory dwelling unit, I call it a two-family. That's what it is.
Yep.
It's a two-family. You build a detached one next to it.
Whether you take over the downstairs or you put it out
Right.
there.
It's a shared system. There's nothing new to
Okay.
Title V.
So you're actually just tying it into your existing.
That's it.
With the same square footage requirements based on number of bedrooms and number of bathrooms.
Correct.
That makes sense.
It's the bedrooms that are the design criteria. So
Yep.
if you have a 3-bedroom single-family dwelling, a 2-bedroom ADU, you have a 5-bedroom.
5-bedroom house, yeah.
I mean, so I don't really see the need to really go too in depth into this. That's just my opinion. That I think he just continue doing things the way we've been doing it. I don't really see a need to try to find like a one-size-fits-all with this guidance.
Yeah, so this discussion informs how we will handle the review of ADUs in the future. And it sounds like we're aligning that it's based on the number of bedrooms and bathrooms following the current Title V procedure, as if it were a single family. It's based on number of bedrooms and bathrooms.
Yep. That's what this says.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different than some of these like condo projects that you see, right?
Yep.
There could be two units. It's a duplex or 2 detached single families, and it's permitted as townhouses, condos. It's really no different. I mean, it's just
We don't need to make it any harder for the residents of Hanson's trying to address the housing issue, in my opinion.
This is guidance for the engineers and design and everything, so, Title V guidance, so.
Yeah.
And it's just making the board aware of what is taking place.
Right.
And
I think we just need to ensure that they're Title V compliant, and that's really it.
That's cool.
So I just noticed, I don't know how I managed this, but the pig permit is not on the agenda.
The who?
The pig permit. I think I had it on the
You
agenda,
had it on
and I
the
was
agenda,
like,
yeah.
and I was
Pig?
gonna move it pig.
Oh,
And I was gonna move
you
it
did
to
tell me.
unfinished business, and I probably.
You did tell me that you were gonna put it
I
there.
know, but now,
Greater than 6 pigs requires certain. Is that?
no, any pig requires, it was on the agenda last month, but the home is in a residence A, I believe, and the zoning bylaw doesn't allow for pigs in resident A. So we asked for clarification from the building commissioner, and he reiterated you can't have a pig in a residence A or
So
double
then they
A.
don't need a permit because they can't have a pig.
Yeah, I suppose I could just tell the resident that. Yeah, I don't know how I totally spaced on that because I could have sworn I had it on there. I think I accidentally
You
deleted
told me
it.
that you
I know.
were gonna
I
put
think
it on there.
I think I was moving it from the top to old unfinished business, and I probably.
We should still probably act on the permit and put it on the next agenda, though.
Okay.
Just so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
that's fine.
kinda-
That's
hanging out there?
unless they wish to withdraw.
Yeah.
The permit.
I'll contact her and let her know.
Um,
I'll contact her and let her know. Total space on my
pigs
part.
are
I
only
don't know how
allowed
I
in a
managed that
residential
one.
agricultural district, correct?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Pigs are only allowed in a residential agricultural district.
Well, if
The
anything
agricultural?
other than A and double A, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many districts there are. Well, business it wouldn't be. What other residential districts are there?
That would be
No,
agricultural.
there's A, double A, B, and RA.
Is there anything in Hanson's right to farm?
We're not right to farm. No. They tried to pass that probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess maybe 10 or 11 years ago. And it kind of fell by the wayside.
Okay.
Hmm. But the only 2 animals that require a permit are pigs and horses.
And I was trying to think, do we have people that have pigs?
we've got one pig in the house. And he has
In a
pig
house?
It's a pet.
Like a pet
it's
pig?
Yeah.
pig.
Oh, I know somebody that's got big pet
Yeah,
pigs that
like
live in the
pot
house.
bellies, yeah.
It's a boy pig.
Yeah.
It's well groomed. I've inspected the house. She has a farm stand. I've
But
inspected
she
the
must
house.
be in the right,
It's a
Zone.
important animal.
Yeah.
So but you can't do much about that. It's groomed. It's well groomed. It has a vet. I've been in the house a couple of times, making sure about this. And
this is mine.
yeah, they
It's
are.
fine.
I mean, it's
People I know that they have a
Yeah.
cat door, they go outside, they come back in.
I just
I just
surprised at it, but it's
wouldn't want
All right.
people
Yeah.
living in my house.
All right, so we'll put that on the next agenda
Yes,
if we
yes,
need to act on it.
Totally my fault.
All right, not a problem. Waste Zero pays you throw bags and
Yeah.
We talking price increase?
So, no. So I got an email from Waste Zero, I don't know, it's probably a couple months ago, saying that they believe that the bag prices are going to be impacted by the tariffs. They don't know when, they don't know how much, but they think they will be impacted. So they wanted to have like a Zoom call. So Kevin was kind enough to join me on the Zoom call. And they gave options for purchasing pay-as-you-throw bags in advance and having Waste Zero, who's the manufacturer of the bags, having them store them for the town in their warehouse. And they offered to do like the current pricing for the most part. The only issue is that's all well and good, but we don't have any money to do that. Because
And they want us to pay for it?
well, yeah, if they're going to make the bags, we would have to pay for the
Yeah,
bags up front.
they were offering us to purchase in bulk, but they store the bags for us, so we wouldn't have to worry about storing them.
So we wouldn't
Right.
have to pay for storage, we just have to pay for the bag.
Right.
You have to ask the obvious question, have we looked at domestic bags too?
No, so Waste Zero handles, they're really the only company that's like one-stop shopping. So they manufacture the bags, they deliver the bags, but they also do all the billing
The
to,
accounting.
you know, so if Shaw's open,
Yeah,
if Shaw's,
okay, I understand.
they do all the
Full
billing,
service vendor.
they do
I
everything,
understand.
and that's the only company that does that.
Yep.
So back in 2014, when pay-as-you-throw went into effect, that's why the committee chose to go with this company.
Thank you.
Yeah, because it would be too much for us to be, you know, billing.
The administration of the
Yes,
bag system
of the
without
whole
this
program
company,
would be very difficult.
I understand that.
Yeah.
and they're the only one that does this soups and nuts.
So we would be prepaying for the bags.
Correct. So
How would that
they
work?
sent me out the usage. They sent me out the usage, and the annual usage for large bags is 200 cases and small is 100. So it's a total of almost $29,000 for the Waste Zero fee for a year's.
For a
So
year's
it would be
supply.
essentially $29,000 up front for
So then-
a year's worth of bags.
All the sales from the bags, at that point, the money would come back to the town?
Yes, we get paid from Waste Zero. They deposit it into, there's a separate account that holds the money. And I get a report from Waste Zero monthly that shows what the deposit amount was and who bought what and all that other fun stuff.
I'm just trying to figure out.
I mean, we
if
just
we're
we don't have the
prepaying-
money.
We don't have the money, and also with things possibly changing at the transfer station.
Yeah, I just wanted you all to be aware of,
Right.
the
what
option.
customer flow is
Yeah.
gonna be up there. I mean, it
yeah,
If we lose a day.
might be
Yeah.
a deciding factor for people whether they utilize it, I don't know.
I don't think so. It still
I mean,
doesn't
we
cost
just-
as much as,
we,
didn't have any problem when we had to close the day before. But there's a lot of people that would not want to pay for private pickup.
Was
It's
this
still cheaper.
Was this conversation started before or after the reduction in the tariffs?
before.
Okay, so there's been a reduction in tariffs based on recent
They haven't,
discovery.
they haven't changed anything. They haven't reached back out. They haven't said anything.
I wonder how many towns would take them up on it, because nobody has any money.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Nobody has any money. To me, it's just figuring out what you're paying for.
I don't know. Well, if we had extra grant money, we could use the extra grant money for that, but we don't have any extra
We
grant
don't.
money.
Nope.
Nope, we do not.
And if we get food out of the waste, we'd have less bags again we'd have to sell, and less tonnage.
I guess, yeah. I
Do we
guess.
need more information from Waste Zero about the potential impact to cost based on recent changes in tariffs?
They don't know. They just wanted us to give us a heads up that they could potentially
That we have this option.
be affected, yeah.
And we don't have funds to take to
We don't have
To
the money,
capitalize on that.
A
No,
nickel
but-
or a dime.
yeah. But you needed to be aware of the
The offer.
situation and the offer, yeah.
Alright, so I guess we'll
Ease on down the road.
Yeah.
we'll move on to
No money to pre-purchase.
social
Right.
recycling charge.
Yeah, so, Arlene had mentioned that at the Hanover Hazardous Waste Day, you can explain it.
At the Hanover Hazardous, I got a call, because at the Hanover Hazardous Waste Day, generally, you make an appointment, you're told what you can bring, and you get in line and go through. A Hanson resident brought fertilizer, but he went through 3 times, which became the equivalent of 25 loads, which was, it was either $1,200 or $1,500.
The total charge for that day,
Yep.
$2,362.
But I think 15, it's either 12 or 15 of it was what he brought.
Okay.
So I got a call saying that, you know, this situation I think happens one other time in Pembroke, but I'm waiting to hear back from the coordinator to figure out what they did with it. This person knew what he was doing because he told them he was a previous selectman in the Board of Hanson because he went through once, okay. When he went through again, she questioned it.
So do they know who the person is now?
Oh yeah, I have his name and address.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I have his name and address.
So as far as the process going through, I haven't.
You've never done the
I haven't gone
hazardous
through it.
waste.
So I'm assuming you have to verify with the registration, driver's license, something like that?
No, you go online.
Yeah.
And you go online, you set up the appointment. When you get there and you're in line, they can ask you for a driver's license to make sure you're a Hanson resident or whatever town you're in, because it's 18 different towns that has the option. to
But
go
the
there.
town, it was in Hanover, right?
Yes, that's held in.
So they hosted it, and they were responsible for verifying and ensuring that this person.
No,
was
South Shore Recycling has staff that check all of the weights, figure out what's what. They do the verifying, not Hanover.
So social recycling, I don't want to say it was their fault, but they essentially dropped the ball to allow this guy to go through. That it's not necessarily, it's not our doing. It's not our fault.
I don't know. She's talked to the guy, and he insisted that and it's never happened before, and we don't have a policy that says you can't come through the line as many times as you want. We book people an appointment, they come through a single time. It never occurred to me to go through 3 or 4 times in a day.
That sounds like commercial disposal, not residential disposal. Just hearing 3 truckloads.
Fertilizer, yes. She said had they known, if he had been honest up front, they would have said to him, no, you have to take this, because it does say in the registration.
But they're hosting a residential event. It should
It's
be
a
on them to use
residential
their
event.
discretion to
It
say
has
this is
to
not a
be.
residential amount of waste.
That's right.
So have we talked to the host partner about that? Like, whoever is
South Shore, it ultimately
why
lies
did
with
they
South
turn the
Shore
person away?
Recycling.
It's clearly
See,
not a residential
I'm waiting to
amount of
hear
waste.
back from Sarah. She
Yeah.
was the person that was at the event that spoke to him, so I don't know.
They need to provide some oversight on our behalf, because
Well,
they're just,
So that, just for that Hanover, it's $2,362. Our whole budget for the year is $3,000.
right. So now we can't participate in the next round.
So we're
the
gonna
next
run into
2
problems.
would be, there's like 3 more, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that we're gonna have a problem.
Some towns require authorization, which is, it slows up the line. We don't. So the town would have to authorize in advance what people could do it.
So how does one make an appointment to go to the event?
You have to go online,
Okay, so you go online, you
You
have
go
to put
online.
in your
your
information.
information, and then you get a time slot, and then once you've done that, it gives you the location, and during that time slot, you get in line
So what does it give you for a time slot? How much of a window?
half hour. So it says you have an
So then
appointment
this person
between,
was outside of their time slot that they made a
but
reservation.
you're
They're also
being
not
on your
enforcing
time
that.
slot,
Yeah.
you're going in there and there's a line of cars.
I think we have an
So
enforcement issue.
even if I make my
Right.
appointment at 11, it might take me 20 to 30 minutes to get up to the point.
No, I
of talking to
understand
the
that, but
attendant.
okay, you had an appointment at 11, it's 11:20, you go through. But to make an appointment at 11 and show back up at 1 o'clock, then 3 o'clock, then 5 o'clock during this event, that is an enforcement issue and someone not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And now they're expecting the town of Hanson to pay for it.
For the individual.
I agree that we need to speak with the vendor that's at the hosted event and have them do a better job enforcing this.
Right, that would, yeah.
I haven't gotten a bill yet, but this is a billing summary, so a bill is coming.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't know, like, what am I gonna do with the bill? $2,300. Cause the bill comes from Trident, which is the vendor
That
that collects
picks everything
everything.
up.
It's not South Shore Recycling.
So when you make an appointment for this event,
Yes.
you have to put in what you're disposing of?
No, it gives you a list of things that are okay to dispose of.
Okay.
And then when you get there, somebody takes a look at it and tells you how many loads it is.
Okay. And
Based on
these
that.
items, does it give like weight amounts that you're restricted to, like gallon amounts?
Very few, not a lot of gallon amounts, but there's not a lot of restrictions.
I mean, to me, it just sounds like someone made an appointment that is, maybe it doesn't necessarily say you have one trip, but they made an appointment for a time frame window that they were allowed to go to.
Right.
That was considered, one residential trip for household items, whatever.
Right.
And this person abused that, and,
Yes.
and they were allowed to do it by the host of the event.
Right,
So
like
I don't
what
see how
we
either
pay
way this comes back on us.
we pay a fee to South Shore Recycling for them to, one of the things is to hold these events and for them to watch out what people are dropping.
I would
We're not
challenge
there
them.
to do that. And it doesn't ask on this registration form what you're bringing. It just asks like name, phone number, what town you're from, and what event you're going to.
Do you think it's fair to push back on the vendor and say this is a resident?
I think it's fair to push back on South Shore Recycling
Not the
because
vendor. The
no,
vendor
not the
picked it up.
vendor, because
The
that
vendor has
Trident
nothing to do
has
with it.
nothing to do with it. It's we have a contract with South Shore Recycling. We pay them like $6,000 a year, and one of the things is for them to
Yeah.
run these hazardous waste days.
Is there anything in that contract that says they'll provide oversight and
That's what they're there for, to provide
they're in
oversight.
breach of contract? So at Social Recycling, push back on them.
Yeah, I
Well, I'm on the board of social recycling. Just so you know
Holly,
that.
is there any way to find out the separation on this, as far as what it costs for his particular items and what everything's?
Oh, yeah.
Get that.
Oh, yeah,
get that
and I can talk to, I left a message for Sarah, because she works during the day, to find out exactly what the interchange was
Yeah.
So as
between them.
a vehicle goes through, you have your time slot when you can go.
Right.
That vehicle is documented, they got rid of X, Y, Z.
Well, what they do is they'll look at what you have in your trunk, and they'll make note of it in their records
Mhm.
in terms of the weight load. I don't think it's she figured it out. And then you go and it's distributed. It's taken out of your car.
Not 3 times.
No, and she clearly had a discussion with this guy because he told her that he was on the board of selectmen.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. Maybe
That
he
sounds-
had connections, or he.
that's
Trying
an
to
ethics
intimidate?
violation.
But
What?
that's between Social Recycling
But he's
and
not.
that.
He's
Our
not. I don't know that
contract
he's
is
ever been.
Oh,
His name is Dahlberg.
oh, the Dahlbergs.
I didn't give the first name. I'm just telling you.
Oh, but
Oh, I don't know.
we'll talk after.
But I don't know if he was trying to push her by saying that he was on the board of
I don't
selectmen.
think that's our problem, is the Board of Health.
No,
That's
Yeah.
Social
No,
Recycling's problem.
that's, that's their problem, and I'm with Peter that I would dispute that invoice if and when it arrives.
That would be my guidance.
It would.
Dispute the invoice from Social Recycling.
That's on you.
So do you want social recycling to go after him for the money?
I don't care what Social
Yeah,
Recycling.
that's not them, but
But
Yeah.
I don't
it-
feel we should be paying for it.
No, South Shore Recycling should pick that up.
I agree.
But we don't have a policy that says they can't go through 3 times.
But we're not
We
running
just
the event.
understood.
We're not
Yeah.
hosting the event.
It's not our policy, it's Social.
Social recycling's policy. If we're paying them for their service, and they're
I
hosting
don't know
the
which
event.
Hanson wasn't in on this one.
No,
Okay.
Hanover. It was the Hanover event.
No. It's
Yeah.
been more than one
You know
time.
what, we have one coming up in Hanson.
No, ours are always in the
If
fall.
we were
No.
we were hosting our own event and running it up at our transfer station,
By,
and our
person,
employees in
right.
the town, we dropped the ball and allowed someone to go through 3 times, that's on us. But not when we're paying a company to do that for us, and they expect us to pay for it.
Agreed.
That's completely out of the question. That's their shortfall that they need to answer to, not us.
yeah. And they're not really, Hanson doesn't pay, they get a membership. It's not like they pay directly for that one service.
No, I understand,
Anyway.
that's
No, but the fee,
part of it.
it's part of, yeah. We paid whatever it is, $6,000,
I think it's
$6,500.
5, it's not more than 6. It's not
But
6,000.
we have a service agreement with Social Recycling to participate.
Yes.
Yes.
And to sign up for this event, what website do you go on?
South Shore Recycling.
Okay,
Sure, sure.
all right. So it's not Town of Hanson and signing up.
No.
You're going on the South
Because
Shore
it's more than
Recycling.
one town.
Right, but you're going on the South Shore Recycling website, and you're signing up to go to this event to dispose of hazardous items on hazardous waste day.
Yep.
Okay.
It passes a reasonability check. Like, we have a contract with social recycling. Their attendant let somebody come through 3 times with a highly expensive, like, over the maximum amount of reasonable residential waste, and they did not enforce any action. It passes a sniff test in my mind to at least push back on the invoice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We did ADU.
Hold unfinished business, we have permit fees and transfer station.
Transfer station I always leave on there.
Transfer station for 1,000.
There's nothing really going on at the transfer station. The permit fees is left over from last month with the, when you guys increased the, fee for, septic components. And,
I asked in another town, and they do charge for components.
well, I'm sure they do charges. The question was that, the
With risers and covers and
gentleman
filters.
from Wind River didn't think that a riser was considered a component. Gail spoke to,
I spoke with one of DEP's, he's an inspector, Dave Penny. He works with DEP, does, the inspection stuff, he's a contractor too. And they are part of the septic system. It's entrance into the septic tank. So it's part of the septic tank, whether it's there or not. It's a way to gain interest into the septic tank. So a riser is a component. So.
and other people have pulled permits for him since
Yes,
the
there
fee
is.
was increased, and not one person has complained about the cost. The, person that complained, said that we're, making it so that he's not competitive. But I will say they are the most expensive company within the town, that's working within the town, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's got nothing to do with us.
No.
No, but that's what his complaint was, that
Right,
it's making
right.
they're not competitive, okay, that,
Everybody else has to pay the same fee.
exactly.
It doesn't cause competition.
Other installers that come up for the permits and stuff, they have no problem with it. They understand. You know, it's a requirement of Title V, just, you know, any house to bring risers, raise it to something you can just from the surface.
So you're
Bring
not
it to the
digging
surface.
down 3 feet when
Yeah,
your septic
no.
needs to be pumped.
Yeah.
That's really what his concern was just to go into a Title V inspection, bring risers to grade, that he felt it was excessive on to pay
A permit fee.
a permit, well, not a permit fee, but the same fee you'd pay if you were replacing a distribution box or a septic tank, just for putting plastic risers, plastic covers on, or installing a sanitary tee in a tank, which is a lot of stuff that comes up on a Title V inspection that's not there.
Does it require a site inspection?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
time.
Yeah, risers, demarks, all that stuff, you know.
So do we pass that information on to him? Or just wait for him to come back?
I say just wait, because I don't understand. I mean, other
I'm
installers.
sure he'll call, because
Okay.
he called to, maybe the end of last week, to ask when the meeting was, and if it was on the agenda, and I said, yeah, it's on the agenda.
So just
And I-
reasonability check again, though, like these components still require a site inspection,
Mhm.
which is the cost that we're trying to offset through the application of fees.
Mhm.
Okay, as long as that's true. I don't want to put an undue burden on the town. If like it doesn't require a site inspection, no, then don't do that. But if
Right.
it does,
Mhm.
that's what we're trying to offset. Okay.
Agent report? Gil?
Yes. We'll start off with what happened this past weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
The boil water order from DEP for Abington Rockland Water Department. It was kind of mishandled a little bit. They never reported to the towns, Abington Rockland Water. And when I finally got the order, it was probably an hour after DEP sent the order to Rockland. DEP then sent the order to health agents in the different towns that are serviced by, have service, Rockland, Abington service in their towns. Hanson's Abington Rockland water main runs from Pembroke down McQuon Street, down Liberty Street, one house on the Street, and down Spring Street to the Rockland treatment plant. We've got the order. I immediately, when we got the order, I went to the water department, found out exactly who was on Abington Rockland Water, and we only had two businesses. I had McDonald's and I had Damien's. So I immediately went to Damien's and McDonald's and told them, cease operations. All food had to be disposed of because it was a hit for E. coli and chloroform. This went on for like all day Friday afternoon. The water department received hundreds of calls because the news station reported that the town, all towns in that area, Abington, Rockland, Whitman, Hingham, and one other town, had tainted water. Well, it wasn't the fact that they all had tainted water. Hanson has its own water supply, and Whitman had only one street affected, and it just ballooned and ballooned and ballooned. You hear me all right?
I can hear you.
Oh, so it just kept blooming, and it created a lot of havoc. We identified and put it on our website the streets involved and what took place as far as addresses and stuff. We were able to get that on the website. That was posted, but it just kept snowballing all weekend. I was on the phone with DP, 7 o'clock Saturday night, discussing, hey, something's wrong here. It shouldn't take place and it was a blanket violation for the town of Rockland because their plant in Pembroke, it could have broken down and the water could come this way. This is all water flow direction, so it really got complicated, and a lot of people just, the way the news stations blew it up and made it out of control. Hundreds of calls went to the water department.
Well, it was misinformation.
But it wasn't misinformation, there was no information. I got a text.
No,
I
the
was in
news
Braintree.
stations was misinformation, because
Yeah.
they were saying it
What
was
they
a
said
water
was
ban
misinformation,
in blah,
but-
blah, 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 but it
people-
wasn't certain streets.
But people in Hanson were never notified. I didn't check the town website, but I checked for the Hanson Board of Health, there was nothing there.
It was on the main website.
Well, at what time?
Probably 12:30.
Uh-huh.
I got a text at like 9:30 in the morning.
I don't know when it
And,
was initially
you know,
put on the
then
town
later.
website. I put on at 12:30 on Sunday. I posted on the main webpage that it had been lifted.
Lifted.
Yes.
But I think initially,
It was
nobody was notified.
nobody was notified.
And they got word from this one and that one that they saw that there was, and it was created havoc. It
It
created
created
panic. People were in Shaw's trying to buy up all the water because they thought they were all going to get sick and that they had been using the water. It wasn't made clear that it was only Abington and Rockland. Even later in the day, the streets weren't made clear, but we never put the information out early, and we never collected people's ideas about what was going on by saying, these are the streets in Hanson that are involved,
Mhm.
even because the news stories eventually corrected what they were saying, but by 3 o'clock, everybody was in a panic because they thought the water was...
The Hanson Water Department, we did post.
I didn't see it, I don't know where
We
you
did
guys
post.
post.
It got posted on the website, it got posted at the sign, and it got posted, I believe, where else we posted it? We did post, and a 911 call went out.
The 911 call went out later.
Probably within a couple of hours. The order came down just after everybody else got notified. We handled it immediately. As soon as I get the order, because Mike Mix would not touch anything until we actually saw the physical order. He wasn't going to make phone calls. Abington Rockland handled this very poorly. They did not contact people the way they should have.
Yeah.
You got the order from DEP, and the water department, myself, we acted right after it. As soon as it happened, we acted. And it was on the sign out front. Emily,
I didn't see it, because somebody asked about the sign out front. Isn't there a sign out there?
so
I
Emily
didn't.
immediately posted
see
it
it.
on the town website. Emily had access to the town website. She posted it because Lisa wasn't around. She posted it on the website. She posted it on the water department website. That was all posted. And later, DEP did release some streets, and we ended up with a list of all people, and we contacted people that were on that line. So
I was getting my information on Facebook. I did not find that it was clear to people. what was going on and people.
Yeah, it obviously
didn't
was.
pay attention.
Because
Something like that, I don't think is gonna be clear to people, just
No, it wasn't.
because, most people know, they turn the water on, comes out of the faucet, right?
Oh, yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
understand that they're tied into, an Abington Rockland.
Right, no, you should know where you're getting your bills from, but maybe
Right, that's
people
Right.
don't.
what I didn't understand.
Right.
Like if you're,
And they do bill them directly?
But
Yeah.
Channel 25
Hanson
said
reads the meters.
all of Hanson. It mentioned Hanson.
Right.
Said all these
Hanson,
towns.
yeah.
right.
So people didn't know that it wasn't Hanson. And it wasn't
It wasn't the
clear.
entirety of the town.
It wasn't the entirety of the town, and it took a long time for them to get the information, because I still was getting calls in the evening saying, Damien's had a sign on the door, and somebody went in there and they started texting me.
What's the notification process for Abington Rockland when they have an issue like that?
Well, they're
I mean,
supposed to contact us. I mean,
Us being the Board of Health or us being the Water Department?
well,
Or us being the
it
town.
should have been both. Somehow their notification went to emergency management, which should never gone there. It should have came between the Board of Health and the Water Department. Both should have been notified.
Right.
But do they have some type of system where they notify like the residents in Abington Rockland?
No, nothing was.
Their customers, do they notify their customers?
Well, that's what I'm wondering, like, is there a way to get these Hanson customers onto
Well, it should be
that list from
Abington Rockland Water.
If something were to happen again?
It should be their responsibility
They
to
should
notify
be
their
notified.
customers.
They should have notified.
Because they're reaping the benefit of payments from those very customers, so they should be responsible for notifying them if something goes awry.
Here's the original order that came out. This is the people that were notified. Okay? And it went to me and all the health agents of the local towns, then it went to everybody in DEP. When I got this in writing, I went immediately to the water department and started working on, getting it on the town website. It was put on the town website, put on the water department website, and the Sun. We acted directly. Water department never got a call or anything from the town of Rockland. And that's what's happening now. We're trying to, get this put together right. I spoke with Jim McLaughlin from DEP, who actually sent the order out, and he revised it. He revised the order to list the towns, streets. The streets affected in the towns, like Hanson had theirs already, posted.
But by that time, we
So
were
Abington
behind the
Rockland
ball.
Water didn't notify the town of the boil water order. You received an email notification from the DEP.
Yeah.
Right. That's what it was.
In the same way when they lifted it, it pretty much went the same way, but what they did, when you lifted it, that order came out, and it was pretty much properly sent to the right people.
In the meantime, I signed up for the code red, so I got a notification when it was lifted. But I thought I would have gotten a notification I'm signed up for notifications that come out of the Hanson website, and I didn't get anything.
Yeah, because Rockland, you should have got what the water department did, what Emily sent out. Emily's sister, Carol and Emily worked the phones, they stayed there, they sent, they updated the
But
website and everything.
I posted Sunday at about 12, I think it was like 12:38. I posted on the town website,
I got
and it was a
text.
and I sent it as an email notification that the ban had been
Oh, yeah,
lifted.
I probably wouldn't have looked at my email, but I got a text because I had signed up for code red.
Yeah.
It texted me and told me what it was.
Yeah.
As far as, everybody between Board of Health and the water department, we acted and responded efficiently as far as what took place. It was a boil water order, and the kids right.
So, we have a list of the properties that are tied into Abington Rockland,
Yes, we do.
We do now.
We do now.
so we have one in the Board of
I
Health.
have, yep.
When the Board of
How
Health
many
now-
properties is it? Do we have a count?
Hang on, I
Six
can,
streets,
hang on, I can tell you.
many. Winter Street, parts of West Washington.
I didn't think it was winter, was it?
There's nothing else on it.
It comes down McQuan Street to Liberty Street to Spring Street. One house on Indian Hill.
And then there was another street.
It's not
Gray Lane.
not all of them.
No, it was
There's
tons of,
There's
116 customers.
You got Gray Lane.
Oh,
And a lot of, like.
Tavern Way was on it.
It's 100
Right, that's-
it's 116 customers.
Tavern Way on it?
That's including.
Tavern Way is on
Tavern
it.
Way,
Oh,
yes.
and I know Tavern Way was on it, because
Yeah.
so there's a street they haven't mentioned, but that doesn't offer.
Tavern Way. Yeah, Bowker, there's, one house on Indian Head. A few on Liberty, Partridge Way,
Right.
some on McQuon, a lot on McQuon actually, a lot on McQuon, Spring Street,
Who's able to get the information from the town website?
Tavern
What
Way,
time?
West
I
Washington and
thought
Whitman. Two
It
houses
was
on West
probably later
Washington
in
and
the
two houses
afternoon,
on
but at
Whitman.
that point, people had listened to 25
Yeah.
and were in a panic because they thought the water was contaminated.
Right when I looked, so like, probably Saturday, I probably looked on Saturday. And then it was also
This
updated
is
with the
Friday.
street list, yeah. I personally looked on Saturday.
Ah.
And I saw that the street list was updated as well, once it was available.
Yeah. But this, no, this.
That should have been, I think that was done Friday though. Yeah.
It was Friday.
Then
It was
must have been-
Friday.
The street list was Friday.
Yeah.
Cause I looked at both.
It was later in the afternoon. Because first it was everybody thought it was Pembroke, Hanson, all those towns. And then, it was updated later on Friday.
I did notice that Damien's, posted on Facebook that they were closed due to water issues pretty quickly.
Yes, he closed.
They're very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
They're very
And we
good.
try to figure out a way to, him to get water. You can't, places in Rockland, were open, but they should have been because they can't produce enough hot water. They have to produce enough hot water for, cleaning, washing, and that type of stuff. And they have to have cold water. And cold water for, cooking and stuff like that. They can't use anything out of the faucet. So we sat and, there's just no way we could do it. And Donald's the same way. They maybe got mad, but the way it is, unless you can produce that water, hot and also cooling for cold water. Hand washing had to be fresh water. You can't do that. So, and DEP provided me, the people pushing back here is right here. And most places cannot adhere to the code in boil water situation. So we went through this. I just spent Saturday with DEP talking to DEP all the way to doing it Sunday. Sunday, when they did the lift was done, again, it was done before the order came out. And Mike Mix, the order came out probably an hour after we started talking about it. Got the order, Mike Mix wouldn't do any calls or anything. She actually saw the order. He's putting his liability on himself.
Yeah.
So the order came down from DEP.
You have to have things in writing.
You do.
You can't.
12:30 when you said it, was it?
I think it was 12:38.
Posted?
You called me at like 12:30 and asked me to post it, and I posted it.
So
at
everything
12:38.
that Hanson could possibly do, we did. And we did it expeditiously as far as what took place. And how Abington Rockland's they gotta answer these questions that town's gonna ask, and especially Hanson asking about it, And the new stations, they just blew it all up. They blew it up out of proportion.
Abington had posted on Facebook at around 11 their water boil, but it was on Facebook because somebody saw it and sent it to me and said, "Do you know anything?" I was in Braintree. Do you know anything about this? That was the first I heard of it. So Abington, I don't know where she got it from, but it was on Facebook, and that was at 11 o'clock on Friday.
It took place between 11 and 12. 1
It
o'clock.
just seems to be there needs to be a better distribution in terms of information to people.
Well, at least now we have the street listings, so we know who's on Brockton, who's on. We didn't have that information.
Yeah.
I
But I'm
saved it
talking
on the
about
laptop,
information in
so
general.
we'll all have access to it.
We should
so.
definitely tell people to sign up for the code reds because they would be getting texts or emails about that information. Someone said the link on the town website doesn't work. I signed up for that years ago, and
I don't know.
I think the last thing I got was maybe 8 months ago on something to do with water flushing. So I don't know if that is current. Maybe when the new IT person comes, they can fix it.
Is that something that maybe could go in with the next bill, when the water bills go out?
No,
Oh,
they
yeah,
won't
we-
do that.
we-
They won't do it. You pay for an insert. You can pay for an insert. They won't do it.
We're not paying for an insert. Water department can pay for
Well,
it.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Is that something that could be done?
Yeah.
They have
To,
all
no-
we-
to
the
notify them to sign
the
up
Board of
for
Health,
alerts for
When
for
we went
situations
to
like that.
pay as you throw, the Board of Health paid because I think the treasurer collector's office did it, or
Yeah, treasure
outside-
collector.
Oh,
yeah,
does it.
we had to pay the treasurer collector's office to stuff something in the tax bills for us.
She was always resistant
Yes.
of
And
any
we
kind of
paid them a
insurance.
fee, I don't even remember what it was, back in 2014 to notify residents of something.
Well, not necessarily to notify them of it, but to to let them know that they can sign up for
Yes.
Yeah,
The
that's
code
good.
red, though, in an
stuff
emergency,
like that.
sends them
So they'll get
a text.
notifications,
Yeah,
so they're
yeah,
not
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
look on
yeah, yeah.
Facebook or,
Right, because somebody said to me they had signed up, but they still don't get notifications.
Yeah.
And that's from the town website. So it's a combination. Because nobody, no matter what you say, people are going to say, oh no, I don't do that, I'm not on Facebook, I don't read the newspaper, I don't watch TV. We can't do enough. But at least if there was like, if they knew about
No, you know
COVID
what,
and
when,
signed up.
when the town has some money and they have the electronic sign out front, that will be a big help. Because you can just scroll, if there's an emergency, you can just scroll on the board.
But I would have to come by. I don't have a reason.
But I think a lot of people do come by this
do.
building.
Yeah,
I don't-
water
yeah, I don't
department,
know.
water department, they actually stop and read it.
Yeah, and the water department has one, Indian
They
has
stop
one,
it
we have
and they
one.
read it.
I don't go that way either. I wouldn't roll by your building expecting to find a sign.
all I was saying,
But
if
it
there's a
helps.
notification
If there's a
platform that they can
notification,
sign up
and I
for,
think
maybe
there
we
are
can
two.
put some sort of a mail or something
Yeah.
in the next, tax bill that goes out, or the next water bill that goes out.
We can
And maybe
advertise
we-
on our
maybe-
cable.
And maybe we can ask that of the Abington Rockland Water Department to do the same thing for the customers that are on there,
Yeah,
on there.
So how do they notify, you don't know how they notify their customers?
I don't know how they do it, no. They never
You know,
called,
if
they never,
anybody I
they
know that
never,
lives in Rockland.
they never called the Hanson Water Department. Hanson Water Department did not know anything about the order till I went down there to talk to, I knew Emily could put on, because I didn't know at the time
That's
that
ridiculous.
Teresa could put on the town website. So I went down there and Emily put on the website, I had the order in my hand and everything. Everything Rockland never called the Hanson.
Brent, what I'm saying is, the same way they notify their residents,
Yeah.
they must have some sort of system as well. The
Oh.
way they notify, how can we get the residents of Hanson that are on Abington Rockland to be on their notification system?
Yeah.
But you would think they would be because they're
Right.
their
And if they're
customers.
not, maybe that's something that they could put
Yeah.
a mailer in their next bill from Abington Rockland so they can sign up for whatever it is.
Have you talked to Eddie?
And
Abington, Eddie Murphy,
I haven't talked to him in a while, no.
because he would have dealt with it.
Oh, Lindsay, the one that sent everything out. She sent that emergency preparedness thing out. Which I don't know why when she sent it out that way.
He's the health agent in Abington.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would know how
He's
they
probably helping you.
notify.
I haven't talked to him in a while, but Lindsay was gonna send it out. She should have sent it out the way she did.
Well, can we follow up and ask those questions?
Yeah.
If that's something we can do about getting them to sign up for the
It's in
notifications.
process now.
Both Hanson residents from Hanson, but also Abington
Yeah.
Rockland, customers that live in Hanson.
Yeah, police chief and everybody's discussing that now, so police chief water.
Right.
That was only added one. That was only added one on his list.
Oh.
What else on your report?
Well, I got a few things here. Just a couple of things, just to go by the highlights. I got to tell, this is a product that came back on the market for some reason. It was taken off the market probably 6-8 months ago. For some reason, it's starting to show back up on the market in
Is
certain
there
areas.
a product?
It's a product. It's a baby shoe thing. For some reason, no idea.
Oh, is that what was pulled off the shelves?
Yeah, it got pulled off. It's back on the shelf somehow.
Nowhere.
And it
in
wasn't
Hanson,
cleared?
They don't know. That's why there's
Just signed up for code reds.
there's a
Oh, for code red?
Easy peasy.
It is very easy.
The DPH is looking for reports if we can find any of that stuff in one of the stores. I've been to most of the stores, inspecting your Shaw's and those places. If you see on that, there's UPC codes and Shaw's, CVS, and one of the stores. It's off the market. It's a bad product. It causes choking and stuff. And, the state's looking for an affidavit. If we find someone that has that product on the shelf, report them to do an affidavit and send it in, so.
Okay. All right, what else?
I just got something I just wanted to just go over because sometimes, this is one of the situations that I've had, a couple of hoarding situations, and we addressed one when, this is another
Say
one.
reporting?
Hoarding. Just look at the pictures and stuff. This is what takes up time sometimes. This one here is, the female, she was taken to the hospital, and, through the fire department, myself, we, have put her, she's cannot return to her home. That's just what I encountered. But I just, you know,
And she lives by herself?
yes.
I thought she lived with her husband.
Husband doesn't live there now.
Just did listen to a thing 2 days ago about hoarding. One of the MRC leaders put on.
It's becoming, we've had it in Hanson.
It's not the definition.
We've had it in Hanson a few times.
Everybody has it, yeah.
And it just seems to be getting more.
Hingham or Norwell had such a bad problem, they hired a social worker. And that was years ago. Years ago. And I'm trying to think.
I don't know the definition of when it becomes time for an intervention from the Board of Health.
I know.
So like, I wouldn't want to
I think if
upset somebody who might be.
if people choose to live that way,
Yes, people,
unless there's children in the house.
I mean, or if it's posing a
public health risk.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like if it's like an apartment in another building.
I can
Like-
send you a video that you can listen to that explains for you.
Well, I think I'm more curious about what is the point of intervention that requires Board of Health?
what happens is,
Intervention.
if
sorry, language.
the person is going to be transported, if the residence is in a bad situation, that it's not livable, they call me in, I take a look, and at that point in time, the fire department has also put a hospital hold on the person. And I in turn do the same thing.
Yep.
And elder services, we would notify elder services that the person cannot return to the residence unless it's brought into livable habitat.
Yep. In some cases, hoarding may trigger immediate legal action because of the serious risk to those that they pose to public health, children, dependent adults, or animals.
Yes.
It seems to be the line in the sand.
I can send you this video.
Yes, please.
It's on my-
And to do this to a person is very tough. It's always the worst of
Ask if I can
circumstances.
share it.
That's about all I covered tonight.
Peter, do you have anything else?
I do not.
Are we?
I just have a couple things. Two things. I actually wanted to ask about retract our report. There's a report due the beginning of June. Grant request. And have we done anything with that?
Let's see. We looked at that. Was there something? I don't remember. I'll take a look at it again.
If we have grant requests have to be in by June 1st.
I noticed like the categories, about the only thing I saw before, was the new shed.
Yeah, they were saying everybody should ask for a paint shed, but I haven't looked at it, so I don't know what
I
else.
didn't look at it.
But they have to be in by June 1st. The other thing, I'm
other
probably
thing-
gonna work on it, is our emergency dispensing plan, our emergency preparedness plan. Last time it was updated was 2014, and by June 1st, there has to be an amendment or something, because the whole plan's not gonna be updated in a week and a half. That goes to the state, so I'm gonna be doing that, and then looking at the whole plan to see what parts of it we have to bring up to date. So I came in and got the
Pinned right on the wall, you know?
She was funny because I came in the other day with my computer and I said to her, all right, I want to download this to make sure I have the most recent one. And she said, oh, you can take that. I'm like, I'm not taking it. I'm not going to be responsible for that. No, I'm putting it on my computer and I'm leaving that
I
right
used to
there.
think it was a guy named Ed, and he never picked his plan up. It said Ed's plan. I'm like, why doesn't this guy pick his plan up?
Because he doesn't know it's there. When he comes in, we can't find it. It's stacked on the wall as you
It's
go
on the
in.
bulletin board.
Your iPhone has a scanner in it that you can
That's-
convert to like copy and paste.
It's
that.
about 30, 40, 50 pages.
Oh, never mind.
So, and so no, I just downloaded it to my computer, and at some point I have to go through because there's just, the site hasn't been looked at in 10 years, memorandums of understanding haven't been looked at, nothing's been looked at. So we'd be up the creek if we really did have an emergency. 'Cause nobody's gonna know what to do. Those are the two things that I wanted to.
Yeah, didn't they recoup the information the previous planners did? Did they recoup that information?
No, it's on us. It's on us to do that, not them. They can give you guidance, but it's not on them.
Are we to review Ed's plan?
Yeah.
Good old
Ed's
Ed.
plan, that's right. Ed's plan, and put it back when I'm done.
Is there anything else, Sally?
Nope, it's back for me.
Teresa?
Nope.
Gil?
I'm done. I'm overdone.
All right. Motion to adjourn? Anyone?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned 5:35.
Great.